Hey folks, this is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're watching WGS-TV. Tough guy.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestlingGamer. I'm Billy Boudreaux, and this is going to be my Friday Night Smackdown review for the week of May 4th, 2012. Opened up with a match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, or so we thought it was going to be a match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. It went on for about a good 2 or 3 minutes at best, and then we had a run-in. At first it was Ricardo Rodriguez with a crossbody off the top rope. Why WWE doesn't let this guy wrestle, I'll still never know. And then we had Alberto Del Rio come in. Apparently it's the next contender for the World Heavyweight Championship in Sheamus. And they assaulted him. Alberto Del Rio did his cross-arm breaker. Just thinking out loud, when is WWE going to give it a signature move name for the cross-arm breaker? Excuse me, I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I'll just bear with me if my voice goes out. But, you know, they renamed Daniel Bryan's LaBelle Lock into the Yes Lock. So why not give Alberto Del Rio's cross-arm breaker a signature move name? Just thinking out loud. But speaking of that, as soon as you know, the Alberto Del Rio was done giving him the cross-arm breaker, Daniel Bryan comes in with the Yes Lock and puts Sheamus in it. Very decent opening. Really didn't expect to see a run-in that quickly. I really thought they were going to let Sheamus and Daniel Bryan actually finish it in a match. You know, let them finish the feud between those two. And I really would have pegged it more for a main event rather than being an opening match. But you know, since they did put it in the opening, it was a good way to kind of set up, you know, their babyface Sheamus, the champion, and then kind of put him in that, you know, that disadvantaged slot. You know, having the injury to his elbow and his shoulder. So I could kind of see the, you know, the way, you know, the reasoning behind that. So I'm going to go ahead and give the opening a 3 out of 5. Next up, we have the new tag team champions, R-Truth and Kofi Kingston. Still haven't come up with a good tag team name for it. You know, threw it out on Twitter Monday night. You know what would be a good tag team name for R-Truth and Kofi Kingston? If you guys have any thoughts, you know, or any names you would like to drop, you know, put them in the comments section below. But there's R-Truth and Kofi Kingston taking on Hunico and Camacho. You know, this is really actually the first, in my opinion, the first real look we had at Camacho. You know, normally we see Camacho, you know, on the outside, you know, running interference for Hunico in the singles matches. We never really seen him in an in-ring capacity. Or to me, I've never seen him in an in-ring capacity as a, you know, as an in-ring competitor. And so on tonight's SmackDown was actually a first real look at Camacho. And Camacho, Camacho looked a little green in the gills, if you know what I mean. You know, he really, I don't like to be mean about anybody. I really don't. I really don't. But I was not impressed with Camacho. As far as a person carrying that group, Hunico is carrying that group when it comes to in-ring performance. Camacho, I think, is better off being the big lackey. You know, the guy that you know, the bodyguard type of guy. You know, let him work on his in-ring skills a little bit more, because I really was not impressed with Camacho's outing. You know, normally, yeah, he's good, you know, running into the interference, you know, and jumping the guys, and sometimes he takes a pretty good spot and a pretty good bump. But in this tag match, I was just not impressed with Camacho. You know, but other than that, it was still a good match, you know, showcasing the new tag team champions, R-Truth and Kofi Kingston. And they ended up getting the win. So I thought, and another thing, too, for those of you who didn't hear, Abraham Washington, AEW, has now signed Epico, Primo, and Rosa Mendez to be his first clients. And apparently now they're going to start, I'm guessing they're going to try to start heating things up between Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, and Epico and Primo. Finally, WWE starting to turn towards the tag team division again. Because I thought tag team wrestling was dead in the WWE. So, as far as this match goes, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. You know, even though I was not particularly impressed with Camacho and the job he did in the match, you know, I'll give him an A for effort. You know, an A for effort, because like I said, I can't really recall any time we've seen Camacho as a in-ring star, you know, doing anything inside the squared circle. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Camacho. Next up, we had the continuations of the Brodus Clay, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler saga. One, I am particularly impressed that they're actually using Brodus Clay. You know, in anything besides squash matches. You know, I said it for the longest time. We really haven't seen Brodus's true ability to entertain and perform for the crowds unless we can actually utilize the gimmick, the character of the Funkasaurus in a storyline, and they're really starting to do that with him starting a feud with Vicky Guerrero's faction of Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. So it was a match with Brodus Clay and Jack Swagger, and of course Dolph Ziggler was out there. And as usual, Brodus Clay was dominant about, I want to say about 90% of the match. And it ends up with a count out. You know, Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero, you know, hitting the high road and whatnot, and or the low road for that matter, and they take a count out loss. So it's really interesting to see where they're gonna when they're gonna cultivate this feud with Brodus Clay, Ziggler, and Swagger. It's very interesting to see where they're going to go with this. We really haven't seen them actually cut any promos when it comes to this this feud. So that's one thing I would like to see. I would like to see them, you know, actually in the ring instead of having a competition or a wrestling match, because that's all we've seen out of them was, you know, back and forth in the ring. I want to see them actually cut a promo, add a little depth into the feud. You know, albeit the feud is good as is, but this is just something I would like to see. But as far as Brodus Clay and Jack Swagger goes, I thought it was okay. Nothing really impressive, but it wasn't bad either. 3.5 out of 5 from me. Now, next up, we were supposed to see the start of. I'm trying to remember his name. The guy that's supposed to save us from, you know, the ignorance and whatnot. I'm very quickly looking up his name here. I do apologize. You know, he's supposed to be the savior for the masses, you know, who are being you know, ignorant. 1 second. I am very quickly looking up his name. Very quickly looking up his name. We have Damien Sandow. That's who it is. I do apologize for that. I do apologize. I should have had that information, you know, well in hand. But Damien Sandow. Now, it was supposed to be his debut against Derek Bateman, but apparently, you know, that Derek Bateman was an ignoramus, is what he called it in the microphone, and wasn't going to do it. So what did they do? They have Derek Bateman come on the microphone and cut a somewhat decent promo about, you know, wanting to finally get his start on Friday Night Smackdown. You know, and finally, you know, he won NXT and deserved to have his match to get him on SmackDown. So who did they send out? But the man known as Ryback, or as I affectionately call him, Goldberg 2.0. Because that's all we're seeing out of him. You know, that's what it looks like to me. It's Goldberg 2.0. That's pretty much all I can call it. But you know, he's been dominant. You know, he's powerful, muscular, strong, and pretty much kicking ass. And that's what we saw out of Goldberg. So don't be surprised if we see Ryback going on a long win streak. But you know, typical stuff from Ryback, as you know, as usual from what we're used to seeing. So we're going to go ahead and give it a 3 out of 5 because Ryback looked really impressive as usual. So 3 out of 5. I guess I'm gonna give Ryback the same kind of treatment as Brodus Clay. The reason I say that is we're gonna see a lot of squash matches involving Ryback before they actually utilize the character, the gimmick, and a proper storyline to, you know, I guess possibly see, you know, where he will go as a. I thought I had a text message. It made a weird noise. New cell phone. Anyway, like I said, I really thought we're probably going to utilize him again into you know, in squash matches until, you know, they utilize the gimmick in a storyline. You know, see which direction we want the gimmick of Ryback to go. So. Next up, we had a tag match with Big Show, Randy Orton taking on Kane and Cody Rhodes. I thought it was a really great tag match involving, you know, some of the major talents in the WWE. I mean, no matter what you say, man, these are the 4 of the major talents in the company. You know, we're talking about the Big Show, Randy Orton, Kane, and the new Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes. I really liked the execution of the match. It was really well done. There were really no botches or anything to talk about. I thought the match was really, really well done. Big Show and Randy Orton get the win over Kane and Cody Rhodes. I thought it was a phenomenal tag match with four of the major talents in the WWE. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. Finally, you know, we see the WWE. Well, I don't want to say, you know, with set tag teams, but it was a really major kind of a tag team match, and we saw them really utilize 4 of their big talents, their big stars in the company, and they utilized it properly in a great match. 4 out of 5. Something I also want to add to it, you know, for those of you who they really played up to the fact that Big Show will be cashing in his rematch clause for the Intercontinental title at house shows, at WWE live events. Well, very quickly, before I forget, I would like to, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who live in my area, which is the, of course, around the Lafayette area, which is the Cajun Dome, there's going to be a WWE house show coming in June, and I think it's June 20th, and the tickets for it go on sale, I believe, next week. So since it's a house show, I'm definitely going to go to it. You know, I'm going to go to any WWE show, whether it be a house show or a televised event, because you know, WWE, you know, that's where you see the true fans of the WWE, fans who are willing to go to a house show and a televised event. You know, they can go to. They're willing to go to any WWE event. So, and plus I've heard that WWE started, you know, stepping up their live events. So I'm interested to see what they do in the Cajun Dome. Now back to Friday Night Smackdown. Layla and Natalya. But it was about time we actually see a decent Divas match in the WWE. And we actually saw it with Layla and Natalya. I was really impressed. For a second, I thought, hold on, is this Friday Night Smackdown or TNA Impact? Because, you know, we're actually seeing women's wrestlers in the WWE with the look and the talent putting on a good match. And normally we only see that in TNA, but we saw it with Layla and Natalya. I was really impressed. It's also good to see Layla back after the year-long absence from her injury. But, you know, Layla and Natalya put on a fantastic Divas match. Albeit, it didn't last very long. I think it lasted maybe 5 minutes or maybe just a little bit under that. But it was actually still a very interesting match. And then we finished up with Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. The thing they played up most to was like I said at the beginning of the interview, was the injury, courtesy of Alberto Del Rio and Daniel Bryan. Alberto Del Rio was on commentary during the match, you know, putting over the fact that he's going to be Sheamus' next opponent for the title at Over the Limit. And I'm actually looking forward to that, to be honest with you. First really major event using Alberto Del Rio since his groin tear back in December. But they've done a lot. Why is my phone beeping? I'll never know. I'll never know. Is it telling me about a message? I don't. Oh, my battery is dying. That's what it is. Okay. I hear a weird noise because the battery is dying. Anyway. I can't believe I just actually took time out of my review to say that. Anyway. What the main focus is, they really were working up, you know, building up the Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio thing. But the matchup with Sheamus and Daniel Bryan really was well done. I love the finish of it. Alberto Del Rio tried to do a run-in, and Sheamus intercepted him. You know, Alberto Del Rio never touched him, and then he ran away up the ramp towards the entrance, and Daniel Bryan was on the top rope and looked like he was going to do a double axe handle, and they lead it up into the bro kick. And it was a really well done, great finishing match for Friday Night Smackdown this week. 4.5 out of 5. So, what I want to know now from you, the WGS-TV viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Friday Night Smackdown this week. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below or in a video response. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say on Friday Night Smackdown this week. Don't forget, if you have any questions you would like to ask me, whether it be wrestling related, video game related, or anime related, be sure you check out my Forum Spring page. Also, if you haven't yet, please like and favorite the video, and please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. Remember, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, that's when we'll have a DVD giveaway for one of you lucky subscribers out there. So, with that being said, I'm Don't Be Billy Bourgeois saying thank you very much for watching.